We have learned many types of detergents earlier on. So how do we, based on the nature of the detergent, to choose the appropriate type of detergent in a cleaning program? First of all, we need to know the type of soil to be removed. For example, the food residue contains more protein or mineral residues. For example, if you produce a lot of meat product, so after the production, you need to clean the chopper, slicer, or cutter. So food residues contains many proteins, right? So in your mind, you have to propose alkaline detergent because they can dissolve the proteins and fats easily. But if the production is dairy products, so in order to clean the pipes, tanks that contain some remaining of the milk, so you have to think about the acid detergent because acid dissolve the mineral residues and scales. Do you remember what are the scales? Okay, the calcium precipitates, right? Or those so-called insoluble minerals could be contained on the surface of the food equipment. Followed by the type of the construction materials, you have to think about what kind of a surface material that you are going to clean so that you can choose a proper type of damage but not damaging the surface of the material. And you need to propose type of cleaning techniques or method used, whether the manpower will be involved or the concentration of the acid or alkaline detergents. Do not use excessive acid or alkaline detergent because they are not only corrosive but also wasteful, because either alkaline or acid detergent, if the concentration comes to a certain limit, they will not have a further effectiveness in terms of cleaning. There are many factors affecting the cleaning efficiency. Like we said just now, the type of soil to be removed is one of factor, followed by the water quality, whether it is soft water or hard water, and the type of detergent, whether they are acid detergent or alkaline detergent, in order to have effective cleaning. The temperature of water used in cleaning, water velocity or force used in the cleaning, and how much of contact time of the detergent with the surface, such as soaking time, and also the concentration of the detergent. How much do you use? Do you use a lot just in order to assume that they will increase the cleaning efficiency? It may not be true. Let's look at the type of the soil. Okay, the meaning of the soil is also refers to the food residue, which may consist of the food deposit as follows. If you found that food residue contain a lot of fat, grease, oil, in this case, alkaline detergent, for example, oil fryer. After frying of the food items, the container definitely surface contains a lot of fat residues or oil residues, so you can use alkaline detergent in order to remove the oil residues. If the food residues mainly contain proteins, blood, in this case, alkaline detergents and enzyme detergent can be used in order to remove or dissolve the protein and deactivate the enzyme in the blood residue as well. For this case, acid detergent is not recommended because when you use acid detergent, it will denature the protein, right? And cause the denatured residues deposit on the surface of equipment. So if that is the case, instead of cleaning, become introducing more food residue on the food surface. If the food residues of soil contains sugar or carbohydrates, such as those starches or rice contains on the surface of the container, like a rice cooker, in the case, no chemical detergent is needed because All those rice starches can be readily removed by water without chemical detergent. If the food residues are mainly mineral deposits, such as calcium, magnesium scale, or rust, or milk foam, milk stone, stuck inside the piping system, in this case, acid detergent is recommended because acid dissolves the mineral from the chemistry point of view. If the area contains a lot of microorganisms, such as bacteria, virus, yeast, and molds, in this case, sanitizer should be used. To have a total pictures of removing the type of the soil, let's summarize the solubility characteristic of various soil in food residues. If food residues are mainly mineral deposits such as scale, milkstones, milk films, you know that those minerals are water insoluble, but they are acid soluble. So in terms of ease of removal, it ranges from easy to difficult. If those deposits, mineral deposits, has gone through certain heat treatment or heat process early on, there will be some interactions with other constituents, causing the removal difficulty. If the food residues are mainly sugar, carbohydrate, they are considered water soluble, so will be very easy to remove. Just use the water without using the chemical detergent. However, if the food residues, sugars or starches has been gone through heat treatment, resulting in caramelization, then the cleaning will be difficult. You need to soak the residues for a while. If the type of soil mainly contains fat, they are water insoluble but alkaline soluble. In terms of the ease of removal, it is difficult. Difficult doesn't mean that difficult to remove. It may require longer time and slightly higher concentration of the alkaline detergent. If the fats have gone through certain high temperatures process or treatment, the fat and oil molecule could go through the polymerization, causing the removal difficulty. If the food residue mainly contain proteins from the meat product, let's say, this kind of food residues protein is water insoluble. They are slightly dissolved in acid, but they are soluble in alkaline. So you can choose the alkaline detergent. In terms of ease of removal, it is much difficult as compared to other type of soil. When the food residues contains a lot of protein, which also gone through certain heat treatment or high temperatures process, the protein residues may have been denatured and causing extremely difficult in removal. In this case, soaking could be one of the methods to help in the cleaning process. The second factor affecting the cleaning efficiency is water quality. Because water is a primary component in cleaning, so it must be potable in order to have an effective cleaning, which means the water needs to be softened or use the salt water for the cleaning program. This is because the hot water reduces the effectiveness of detergent and leaves the precipitates on the surface of equipment. And here the detergent are usually referring to the alkaline detergent, such as sodium hydroxide. Remember, we learned in other topics that calcium will form the scale on the surface, right? And these kind of scales are mainly calcium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate, right? So in this case, in order to have an effective cleaning purpose, you had to use a soft water rather than hard water. But in reality, sometimes hard water is the choice. However, in reality, sometimes the water may not be soft enough for the cleaning purpose. In this case, a sequestrating agent or cleaning agent need to be added to the detergent to bind the calcium and magnesium salts without setting them out, meaning to prevent the precipitations formed by the calcium and magnesium salt if the alkaline detergent is used. So cleaning agents, it is very important in this case. The third factors affecting the effectiveness of cleaning is the type of detergent to be used. There are alkaline detergents, acid detergents, degreasers, abrasive detergents, detergent sanitizer, and water. As we know that water can be the sole detergent if the soil is readily removed in water, such as inorganic salts, for example, sodium chloride, sugars, starches, rice, or those starchy food can be used water directly for cleaning purpose. The fourth factors affecting the cleaning efficiency is water temperature. It is really depends on the type of detergent that you used. If the detergent is a heat stable type, the temperature works best between 54 to 71 degrees Celsius, which means the temperature need to be hot enough to decrease the strength of the bonds that hold soil to the surface being cleaned. In general, as the temperature increases, the cleaning effectiveness increases. In short, warm water works better than cold water for the detergent solution. However, the temperature of the detergent solution should not be so hot that soil get baked, means get cooled onto the equipment surface. So you have to watch out the temperature used in the cleaning process. If the detergent you choose is a cold water type, it works best at the tap water temperature. The fifth factors affecting the cleaning efficiency is water velocity. The velocity of the cleaning solution decreased, basically the effectiveness of the detergent increased. This is because when you use a lower velocity of the cleaning solution, it will slow down the flow rate of the cleaning solution in the system. So it will help in removing soil from the surface. For example, spray cleaning. You use low pressure spray method, indirectly extend the soaking times or contact times between the solutions and the contact surface. Another example is CIP. CIP system is the abrasion formed from clean in place. Usually it's an enclosed system, meaning consists of pipe systems and tanks where the manpower is unable to reach in. So in this case, most of the time you pump in the detergent solution with a slow speed of the water and circulating the cleaning solutions in the enclosed system a few rounds in order to extend the soaking time and improve the effectiveness in cleaning. The six factors affecting the cleaning efficiency is contact time. As we mentioned earlier on, cleaning efficiency increased with longer contact time between the cleaning solutions and the surface to be cleaned. For example, soaking prior to the cleaning. If happen that the soil is very stubborn, in this case, scrubbing may be used because it will reduce the required contact time between the cleaning solution and the surface. The seven factors affecting the cleaning efficiency is the concentration of detergent. Basically, when you increase the concentration of detergent, it will increase the efficiency of soil removed from the surface. However, beyond a certain limit, the higher the concentration neither increases nor decreases the cleaning efficiency. You can look at this diagram. It shows the relationship between the cleaning detergent's concentration with the protein solubility. You can see that at the lower concentrations of the detergent, the protein's solubility is lower, which means the cleaning efficiency is low. So when you increase the detergent concentration, the protein solubility increase. It means that the cleaning efficiency is increased. However, if you further increase the concentration of the detergent, the protein's solubility is up to the maximum. So you won't see further cleaning efficiency is increased. So in this case, always remember, follow the manufacturer's recommendation for detergent concentration. Even though you use more than required concentration, it is just a waste of money. Earlier on, we have learned the type of detergents used in a cleaning practice. In reality, after the cleaning, sanitizing steps is necessary, especially in food premises. So before we introduce you the sanitizing agent, we are going to introduce some terminology used in this subject. First one is sanitizer. This is an agent that reduces or destructs the microbes but not spores to safe level. For example, hot water, steam, alcohol. The second terminology here is disinfectant. This is a chemical agent that kills growing vegetative cells but not necessarily spores. For example, chlorine. There's one term called antiseptic. It is referring to disinfectant but used on living tissue only. For example, iodine alcohol solution. Here, we introduce some common sanitizers used in the food premises. First one is a heat sanitizing agent. Normally, hot water or steam can be used for this purpose. The second one could be the radiation sanitizing agent. For example, like UV ray. But when you use the UV ray, most of the time use on the water because it's clear. And UV will lose the function on the untransparent or opaque subjects. The third type of sanitizer commonly used in the food premises is a chemical sanitizer, for example, like chlorine. We will introduce individually in the subsequent slides. Let's talk about the heat sanitizing used in food premises for sanitizing purpose. Hot water and steam can be used and commonly used in food premises. This is because the heat destroys the bacterial cells by denaturing proteins or enzymes in the cells. That's why the microorganisms die because of the cell membrane has been denatured. And the moist heat is more efficient in killing microorganisms than dry heat. So in this case means that the steam carries the moisture, it is more efficient rather than just dry heat. Heat needs to be at 80 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes or at 85 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. That can be considered effective. In the exposed environment, the water or steam should be less than 90 degrees for worker safety purpose. So what are the advantages of using heat sanitizing? When we use a heat sanitizing, actually it can penetrate into small cracks and crevices. For example, if you want to sanitize the wooden chopping board, it's good to use hot water to sanitize the surface because the surface of the wooden chopping board is a porous structure. So it's much more effective as compared to other type of sanitizer. And because of using heat, that's why it is non-corrosive to metal surface and also is non-selective to microbial groups. After the heat sanitizing, it leaves no residues and readily available and non-toxic as well. So it is suitable for utensil and closed systems such as pipelines, tanks, UHT systems, homogenizer, etc. The disadvantages of using heat sanitizing is there will be rapid heat loss to the atmosphere and the metal equipment. because the metal will absorb the heat rapidly. And the excessive steam leads to high humidity, condensation problems, and poor visibility in the food premises. And it is quite dangerous to workers who use this heat to sanitize the environment and equipment. And sometimes it can distort equipment such as plastic containers. The second commonly used methods to sanitize the food premises is radiation, such as UV light or gamma ray that can be used to destroy microorganisms. Most of the time they use to disinfect drinking water and the food processing water because they are clear and transparent. They are unable to sanitize the fruits, vegetables, and spices as well as food facilities because these vegetables and facilities are not transparent. UV ray is unable to penetrate. The third common practice used in food premises to sanitize the environment and the equipment is chemical. The mechanism is to use a chemical to kill the microorganisms. In the food premises, halogens are the most effective sanitizing agent used in food premises. For example, chlorine and iodine compounds. Another commonly used agent is called QAC. Full description is quaternary ammonium compounds, one of which example is quartz, QUATS, quartz. Let's look at some example of the chlorine-based sanitizer in reality. Calcium hypochlorite in powder form and sodium hypochlorite in liquid form are the two most commonly used for industry and household. The mechanisms of using hypochlorite is when they are added to water, it will form the hypochloric acid HClO, which is a very strong oxidizing agent. Because of strong oxidizing property, that's why it can kill the microorganisms. In practice, the effective chlorine content is usually made to 200 to 500 ppm and the contact time are usually within 2 to 10 minutes. This is the commercial products, usually we call bleach. When we look at the active ingredient here, you can see that sodium hypochlorite is printed over there and indicate the active content is more than 5.25%. But of course, when you use, you must look at the warning and the instruction on the product packaging. It tells you that bleach is safe test and also tell you how much of the amount to be used. In this case, is 1 tablespoon. Roughly, it's about 15 ml. Let's talk about the advantages of using hypochlorite as a sanitizer in food premises. They are able to kill a wide range of the microorganisms. They are able to deauthorize the equipment and utensils after sanitizing because hypochlorite is a strong oxidizing agent. And they are non-toxic to human when used at the recommended concentration. And they are colorless, non-staining, and will not be affected by the hot water salt, easy to handle, and cheap in cost, economy to use. And there is no need to rinse if the concentration is used less than 200 ppm. However, upon the use of the hypochlorite, they also have disadvantages because they are unstable and rapidly evaporate with heat or contamination with organic matters. Remember the chlorine demand we ever learned in the topic 3. Because if the water contains some organic matters and the hypochlorite is a strong oxidizing agent, they will consume by those oxidizing matters in the water. That's why it lost a kind of sanitizing effects. They are corrosive to the stainless steel and other metals when the concentration stock is stored in such kind of materials. It will be deteriorated during storage when exposed to the light. Furthermore, the effectiveness of chlorine-based sanitizers depends on temperature and pH of the solution prepared. Their effectiveness could be reduced by lowering the temperature of the solution, or increasing the pH of the solution, or the presence of the organic matters such as food soil, which require chlorine demand, therefore reduce the effectiveness of the sanitizing effect. Furthermore, the effectiveness of the chlorine-based sanitizers depends on temperature and the pH of the solution you prepared. The effectiveness could be reduced by lowering the temperature of the sanitizer solution, or increasing the pH of the solution. This is because hypochlorite acid is stable in acid conditions. However, the presence of the organic matters such as food soil remained on the food surface. It will reduce the chlorine effectiveness because those food soils require chlorine demands. That's why the effectiveness of the chlorine-based sanitizer will be reduced. Very importantly, some precautionary steps to be taken when use hypochlorite as a sanitizer compounds. Do not use it under too high temperature or acidic condition. This is because under this kind of condition, free chlorine residue will be released very fast and can be very dangerous to the person and corrosive to the equipment. And you need to store in a non-metallic container in cool and dark place. Besides, the chlorine compound can be used as one of a sanitizer in food premises. Iodine compound can also have a similar function. The major iodine compound used for sanitizing in food premises are iodophores, alcohol iodine solutions, aqueous iodine solutions. Usually, alcohol iodine solutions, aqueous iodines are used as a skin antiseptic. In clinic, sometimes you see medical doctors who like to use a bottle of brown color solution to apply on the skins of the patient. Most of the time you see these brown color solutions is alcohol iodine solutions function as an antiseptic sanitizer. Most of the time, the iodophores are commonly used in food premises is in a range of 10 to 25 ppm available iodine content. Here, available iodine referring to the free iodine content. It also contains a phosphoric acid to make the solutions about 3 to 4 pH. It's suitable for the use in the dairy industry where the dirt is often acid soluble, for example, milk film, milk stone. Iodophore is the preparation containing iodine complex with a solubilizing agent such as surfactant or povidone, forming povidone iodines. This structure is the iodine complex containing iodine. So upon addition to the water-soluble materials that release free iodine so that it has sanitizing effects from the free iodine. The advantage of using iodophore is because it is odorless, non-irritating to skin, able to kill a wide range of microorganisms, and killed more quickly than chlorine or quartz. Efficiency less affected by the organic matters than the hypochlorite. For example, like chlorine or quartz that we will talk about later. And stable on storage. There are disadvantages of using iodophores. Because it is in amber or brown color, so usually there is a stain after cleaning, but it is not on metal surface. This kind of stain can be easy to see if equipment has been properly cleaned. And the iodophore can be absorbed by plastic materials and rubber gaskets, resulting in staining or tainting. It functions best in acidic solutions at temperature below 50 degrees Celsius, as it vaporizes around 50 degrees Celsius. It is slippery and harder to handle than hypochlorite. Let's look at the third type of sanitizer commonly used in food premises, which is quaternary ammonium compounds, short form QUATS, QUATS. This is different from the abrasive agent quartz, QUARTZ. QUATS, QUATS are chemical sanitizers that contains ammonium salts. You can see from this structure. The advantage of using quartz because it is non-corrosive, non-irritating to skin, no odor when used in the proper dilution, effective in a wide range of pH, but most effective in slightly alkaline water, which is different from the IDO4, which requires slightly acidic conditions containing phosphoric acids in the range of 3 to 4 pH. Effective against mold growth and stable against the heat, stable against reaction with organic matters. Quartz have a good penetrate and being more effective on porous surface. For example, if you want to sanitize the floor and walls where the surface are porous and rough, using quartz could be one of appropriate solutions. There are disadvantages of using quartz because they are ineffective in hot water, mostly if it contains more than 500 ppm as a calcium carbonate. There are limited effectiveness against most gram-negative microorganisms except Salmonella and E. coli, and it will cause film forming on food equipment, thus mainly used on floor, walls, and furnishings. Similar to the detergent, there are factors affecting the effectiveness of chemical sanitizers. They are content of sanitizer, selectivity of a sanitizer, concentration of sanitizer, temperature of the solution, pH of the sanitizer solution, and the time of expose after the sanitizer is applied. Let's talk about the first factor, contact of sanitizer. Sanitizer must be in contact with the surface of equipment or utensils in order to exhibit its action. Surfaces that are not properly cleaned will reduce the effectiveness of a sanitizer. As sanitizers can react with the organic matters. If you still remember when we teach in topic 3 talking about the water sanitizing, chlorine is used as one of sanitizer in the water treatment. If the water contains a lot of organic matters, it requires higher chlorine demand, therefore reduce the sanitizing effect from the addition of the chlorine. The second factor is the selectivity of sanitizer. Chlorine compounds are relatively non-selective in their ability to destroy microorganisms. Therefore, it has a wider range in applications. However, for both iodophores and quaternary compounds, for example, quartz have a narrow range of selectivity, which may limit their applications. Third factor is the concentration of sanitizer. Increasing the concentration of chemical sanitizer, it increases the rate of microbial destruction. However, beyond a certain concentration, further increase in concentration of sanitizer has no further advantages. You can see from this diagram on the right, in the beginning when we increase the concentration of sanitizer A, see from this pink color of the curve, we can tell that the effectiveness of sanitizer A increase in the beginning stage. However, when we further increase the concentration of sanitizer A, the effectiveness is remain the same and becomes stagnant. There is no further advantages in terms of the sanitizing properties. The fourth factor is the temperature of sanitizer solution. Its effectiveness is increased as the solution's temperature increases. At a higher temperature, it is partially due to the increase in rate of reaction, the increase in pH, as well as the decrease in viscosity. However, the temperature range is commonly used at 25 to 50 degrees Celsius. Water temperature cannot be more than 50 degrees Celsius because the chlorine and the iodine effectiveness will be reduced by being evaporated into the atmosphere. The fifth factor is the pH of solution. Chlorine and iodine compounds decrease in effectiveness with increases of pH. That means chlorine and iodine compounds works well in the slightly acidic conditions. In addition, water hardness can also affect the pH of water. The harder the water, the higher the pH. Therefore, in most of the cleaning process, most soap and alkaline detergent usually is in the range of 10 to 12 pH needs to be completely rinsed off before the surface can be sanitized. The sixth factor affecting the sanitizing effect is time of exposure between the sanitizer and the contact surface. Time is needed for the chemical sanitizer to destroy the microorganisms. The longer the contact time or soaking time, the higher amount of microorganisms will be destroyed. The amount of exposure time or soaking time also depends on the microbial populations and their susceptibility to the sanitizer. Let's have a recap on the type of sanitizers that we just learned. There are 5 sanitizers that we learned: heat, radiation, chlorine-based sanitizer, iodine-based sanitizer, and quaternary ammonium compounds. For heat, hot water and steam can be used in CIP system, including those stainless steel, pipelines, and tanks, where the human beings are unable to reach inside the smaller parts and container. Radiation such as a gamma ray or UV light. We know that sometimes we use a gamma ray to sanitize some herbs and the fruit surface. And the UV light can be used to sanitize the water or process the water. Chlorine-based sanitizer. In this topic, we introduce sodium hypochlorite, which is in liquid form, as well as calcium hypochlorite, which is in powder form. Both salts can release free chlorine residues upon addition to water. Iodophos, alcohol iodine solutions, and aqueous iodine solutions are the iodine-based sanitizer. Depends on conditions, they work well in the acidic conditions and slightly warmer temperature beyond the 50 degrees Celsius. And the quaternary ammonium compound such as quartz also is good to use for the porous surface. Let's also recap on the factors affecting sanitizing effects. The first factor is the contact of sanitizer. In order to have a better sanitizing effect, it requires direct contact by using the chemical sanitizer. With the prolonged contact time, the sanitizing effect will be increased. The second factor is the selectivity of sanitizer. For chlorine-based sanitizer, it has a wider range in terms of microbial destruction. For iodophos and quartz, they are selectively on certain microorganisms only. That's why there is a narrow range of application as compared to chlorine-based sanitizer. The third factor is the concentration of sanitizer. In generally, when the concentration of sanitizer increase, its effectiveness also increase in terms of sanitizing effects. However, it will reach to saturation level when come to the certain concentration. Fourth factor is the temperature of solution. Generally, when temperature increase, the sanitizing effectiveness will be increased. However, for iodophos and quartz, the temperature of solution is recommended to be below 50 degrees Celsius. However, when you use the heat and the steam as a sanitizer, the temperature can be higher, but not to more than 90 degrees Celsius. This is for worker safety purpose. The fifth factor is the pH of solution. The chlorine-based sanitizer will be function well in the acidic condition. When pH increase, its effectiveness decrease. For iodophos, it works well in a slightly acidic conditions, usually containing phosphoric acid in a range of 3 to 4 pH. In general, when pH increase, iodophos effectiveness will be decreased in terms of the sanitizing effects. For quartz, it requires slightly alkaline conditions. In other words, when pH increase, the effectiveness of quartz will be increased. The last factor is the time of exposure. Increase the soaking time, the effectiveness of sanitizing effect will be increased. Now let's look at the methods of cleaning and sanitizing. Cleaning and sanitizing can be carried out in the following ways, which are manual method, spray method, foam method, CIP cleaning method, as well as the fumigation. They can work independently or in combination, depends on the situation. However, you have to remember that the contact surface must be first cleaned and rinsed, then sanitized as a final step. Let's talk about the first method used in the cleaning and sanitizing process. This is the manual cleaning, which is carried out for small equipment such as mixer, slicer, grinder, or equipment parts, especially those removable parts, utensil, etc. Usually, three main steps are involved in the cleaning and sanitizing process, which are washing, rinsing, and sanitizing. Usually, the manual cleaning is implemented by using three compartment sink. These two diagrams or pictures shows the feature of the three compartment sinks. So individual compartments will perform the washing followed by rinsing and sanitizing purpose. The basic steps of manual cleaning are disconnect power to the equipment to prevent electrocution. This is very important for the work safety purpose. Followed by deassembling equipment to allow access of the detergent solution to all parts. Use a plastic scraper to clean equipment parts and remove food debris or residues that has been accumulated under or around the equipment. Then wash, rinse, and sanitize the removable parts in three compartment sink. Reassemble the equipment. Re-sanitize the food contact surfaces that might have been recontaminated due to handling when the equipment was being reassembled. The second method is spray cleaning. It is used on equipment that are big or fixed, which is unable to remove from the station. So apply together with hot water or steam. Mainly used in meat department, supermarkets, and food processing plant. Two types of spraying method available, which are high pressure spray and low pressure spray. By using high pressure spray, the spraying liquid is out from a small opening, thus creating high pressure on the liquid. The jet of the liquid hitting the surface provides mechanical energy to remove the dirt or spread the sanitizer on the contact surface. When we use a low pressure spray, it uses a wide angle nozzle for wider coverage of surface to be cleaned or sanitized. So the liquid stream actually will be wider as compared to the high pressure liquid spray. The advantages of using spray cleaning is reduce the labor cost of cleaning as compared to manual cleaning. However, there are disadvantages by using spray cleaning because higher detergent or sanitizer usage will be occurred as they run to waste before having enough contact time with the surface to be cleaned or sanitized. Dirt is spread around due to the jet of the liquid. The third method is foam cleaning, in which foam is produced from detergent solution. The foam adheres to the dirty surface and allows sufficient contact time for the detergent to penetrate and solubilize the dirt. It is useful for cleaning vertical surface such as walls. After dirt has been removed, the surface is to be rinsed thoroughly to remove the detergent before sanitizing agent is applied onto the surface to kill the microorganisms. The advantages of using foam cleanings are reducing the labor costs, and the foam adheres to the surface and does not immediately run to waste. Operator can see where foam has been applied. However, there is a disadvantage because the company need to train operator before using the foam device. The fourth cleaning method is CIP cleaning. This is the abbreviation of a clean in place, short form CIP. CIP method is an automatic cleaning system used for equipment that is designed to be cleaned and sanitized by circulating chemical solutions through the equipment operation. It is widely used in the production of beverages, dairies, and breweries. Equipment that are appropriate to be used by CIP methods are usually pipelines, heat exchangers, centrifuge, and homogenizers, those equipment that are unable to reach in. To clearly understand the operation of CIP, this schematic diagram shows how the CIP works. In this diagram, you can see that the system consists of detergent storage tank and the tank to be cleaned, and those tanks are connected by the pipes. In the normal time, the pipes are to transport the products and water. However, in the cleaning process, those pipes are to transport the cleaning detergent or sanitizer step by step. To start with, the tanks should be supplied with the detergent. So you follow the red colors arrow, can tell that the detergent goes to the tanks to be cleaned. After that, you will come back to the same detergent tank. By few rounds of circulating the chemical detergents, the pipes and tanks can be cleaned. So after cleaning, they can be drained off. See the green colors arrows here. Likewise, after the cleaning, we can pump in the clean water to rinse before the sanitizer is applied. So based on the same principle, we can use a detergent or sanitizer to put into this storage tank and circulate the sanitizer a few rounds so that the pipes and the tanks to be sanitized can be implemented. This table summarizes the typical cleaning procedure for CIP systems. The left column is talking about the operation step and the right column talking about the functions of each steps involved. For the first step, it starts with a preliminary rinse by using hot or cold water. This is to remove a gross soil. And followed by the detergent wash. That means you supply and circulate the detergent in the CIP system to remove the residue soil or stubborn soil. Followed by the rinsing step by using water and remove cleaning compounds. Next will be the sanitizing steps. In this step, it will destroy the residual microorganisms. The final step is final rinsing. Depends on the concentration whether it need to be finally rinsing or not. And this is to remove CIP solution and sanitizer after the entire process. The advantage of using CIP cleaning methods are many. The first of all is reduce the manpower. By using CIP cleaning method, manual cleaning is reduced since the CIP system automatically cleans the equipment and the storage utensils. It will improve hygiene practice because automatic systems cleans and sanitize more effectively and consistently. It will conserve and save more cleaning solutions. Just based on optimal use of water, cleaning compounds and sanitizer is possible through automatic metering and reuse. It will also improve equipment and storage utilization. With automatically cleaned process, equipment tanks and the pipelines can be cleaned as soon as use is discontinued so that immediate reuse is possible. And it also improves safety. Workers do not need to enter vessels that are cleaned by CIP. The risk of accidents from slippery internal surface is eliminated. The disadvantages of using CIP cleaning methods are, first of all, cost, since most CIP systems are custom designed. And the custom design and the installation costs will be added to the high price of the equipment. Secondly is the maintenance. More sophisticated equipment and the systems tend to require more maintenance, therefore the cost will be increased as well. And it is not flexible. The cleaning system can effectively clean only in the areas when equipment is installed, whereas portable cleaning equipment can cover more other areas. Heavily soiled equipment is not as effectively cleaned by CIP system, and it is difficult to design units that can clean all processing equipment. One more cleaning method is fumigation. This is used for affected areas such as ceiling, grain silo, storeroom, etc. And a gaseous sanitizer will be used. It will kill airborne microorganisms such as spores, microorganisms or product contact surface or those area that is difficult to sanitize. So the common fumigants are usually methyl bromide, hydrogen cyanide or hydrogen phosphide, formaldehyde. However, fumigation is not used frequently in food premises, usually 1 or 2 times per year or when necessary. In order to have an effective cleaning process, 8 essential elements to be included in a successful cleaning program. First of all is the supply of potable water. As we said, hot water is not advised to use for the cleaning purpose. And you need to propose a proper type of cleaning compounds, including detergent and sanitizing compounds. And you should propose appropriate cleaning procedure. The fourth element used in the cleaning program is to identify the cleaning needs. You need to understand what kind of surface or tools or equipment can be used in order to address the need and check the effectiveness of cleaning procedure and estimate the time and the skills needed for each task. The fifth element is to create a master cleaning schedule, understand what to clean, who to clean, when to clean, and how to clean and evaluate. The sixth element used in the cleaning program is to choose cleaning materials. You need to know what kind of tools are right and choose appropriate cleaning agent according to the needs. And replace warm tools and provide employees with the right protective gears. The 7 elements used in the cleaning program is to implement cleaning program. First of all, you need to introduce the program to the staff or cleaner who are involved in the cleaning process. Schedule the time for training and provide motivation to the people. The last element to be considered in the cleaning program is to monitor the effectiveness of the program. Need to supervise the cleaning routines, check completion of the cleaning task against the master cleaning schedule, modified master schedule to reflect the changes. Request employee input and feedback on the program during meeting. Conduct spot inspections to ensure the program is being followed. Let's recap for the methods used in the cleaning and sanitizing process. The first method we learned was manual cleaning methods, where the 3 compartment sinks used for washing, rinsing, and sanitizing. These are the 3 main steps involved in the manual cleaning. The second method we learned was spray cleaning method, by using either high pressure spray or low pressure spray to clean the surface. The third method introduced was a foam cleaning method. This method applied to those vertical surface such as a wall. The fourth method introduced was a CIP cleaning method, applicable to those sophisticated equipment such as homogenizer, UHT systems, centrifuge, or those sophisticated equipment where human being is unable to reach in. Most of the time, this enclosed system consists of tanks and pipes. The fifth method introduced was fumigation. Most of the time, this method applied to ceiling, silos, or storeroom where the spores or microorganisms were spread. Well, it comes to the end of the topic cleaning and sanitizing. In this topic, you should understand the type of cleaning detergents compounds, sanitizer compounds, how to choose them and choose the right type of cleaning detergents as well as sanitizer compounds. You should understand the factors affecting the cleaning effectiveness and choose the right methods for the cleaning and sanitizing purpose.